Happy to hear. The X30 we are looking at today is positioned as a small, pure electric SUV. I believe everyone has not paid particularly much attention to this car before because it didn't have any preferential guide price of $200, $800 to $255, $800 before. The guide price is his selling price, but recently his entire policy has been loosened and various regions can get a discount of about $20,000 to $30,000. Everyone actually doesn't need it. But for this car, I think the Funeng series is relatively strong and the concept is still relatively sharp and vigorous. It's just the four words of Shanghua brand. I don't think we can pursue one of its price-performance ratios too much. It still belongs to this kind of brand, this kind of style, this kind of niche transportation, a pure electric SUV. From this appearance, I believe everyone can actually feel that. I think it's okay in front of this. It's very minimalist, right? An iconic Thor's hammer headlight coupled with a war car logo. I think it looks like this overall. He has a sense of class. Then everyone can see the body surface. In fact, it is also a two-fragrance fastback. Such a shape is just a rotating roof. In addition, the shape downplays this feeling a bit. In fact, it doesn't look different, but it looks high-end. It will be a little stronger. In terms of body, the length of the car is 42332-250. The length of the car is really not long. In fact, what can I say about the interior space? The front row is already my driver. This one is close to pushing the legs, but the headroom is not completely top. However, the configuration of the entry-level model of this car is still relatively low. You have to go to the large panoramic canopy, his second Chinese. The USB interface in the back row also has to go to the 70-room card, so I recommend this car to ignore the entry-level model, and then the same is true for the wheel head. The entry-level model is 18 inches and other versions will be upgraded to 19 inches for you. First of all, if you sit up at first glance, you will feel that the whole interior is very simple, and this shape is relatively simple. The big instrument is cancelled and a piece is placed, right? In terms of the degree of feeling response of a system, it can only be said that it is okay, and it is relatively fast. Then in terms of overall feeling, you will find that it is a tone dominated by gray tones, and then matched with this blue board. Including what you see is that it doesn't mean that it directly lights up, it is hidden as a point, and the entire front row is decorated to give you a feeling that it is relatively quiet, and then the materials are consistently used. Pay close attention to this type of health and environmental protection, including the seat made of leather and woven fabric. The entire car's interior may seem ordinary at first glance. However, focusing on the details, especially the capabilities, reveals more. The bottom appears rather empty, with a cover that can be lifted and substantial space inside, including a 5-wire charging unit in front. It may feel simple, but a lot of thought went into its design. The stone gun function, for example, is quite powerful. There is also a hidden cup holder that pops up with a press. I think there is a limit to what it is done very well, but if you want to place some inches, for example, to be more square, just pull it back and then use it when you don't need two back frames in daily use. So it took a lot of ingenuity, including the window lifting and lowering, and now it's just a button which can only control where the front row and the back row are. I think the back row is also very interesting. In fact, it can be busy operated. In this position, when everyone presses it, the window can be lowered. Regarding the overall impression, it seems quite innovative, emphasizing health and eco-friendliness. But it does have a certain sense of high-end in it. So this car is related to Rixi 201, but it is attached to this set of concepts. Among them, if you are sitting and feeling it, there is indeed high-end. And then in terms of configuration, I suggest that you directly feed each other for the entry-level model. First of all, the leather steering wheel and leather seats are standard for the whole device, and then the main frame is WEEZ, and there is no need for electric and heating. The electric adjustment of the ear, the wireless charging of the mobile phone on the electric rear tailgate, the impact of Harman Kardon, etc. So are we talking about it from the perspective of practicality or improvement, right? Increase the budget by 13,000. And the Changhang Plus version, that is the text version, is actually the most cost-effective. In terms of dynamics, this car has its front and rear dual electric four-wheel drive high-performance boards. I don't recommend buying it. If you want to buy it, just buy her regular version. The rear single motor with 2172 horsepower is completely enough. Then you went from his entry-level model to his next version. Changhang will also increase somewhat because its entry-level model is a 41-degree zero-acid iron tram, and then when you go to the Stimulus Dragon Pan, it will be upgraded to a 66-degree 3-yuan lithium battery, so the pure electric battery will be upgraded from CLTC 410 kilometers to 590 kilometers, plus the configurations I just mentioned earlier, so the 13,000 is definitely worthwhile, and then the policy is consistent. For example, old car owners plus various comprehensive subsidies. In fact, the entire price of this car can continue to be discussed, but when we talk about it, it is definitely high, but under our overall feeling, in fact, it is not difficult for everyone to find that it is the same set of things. As a luxury brand, Moore's overall understanding of it is actually quite sharp, so I think it is during the current budget period that everyone wants a pure electric scooter that can show their own taste, right? You value the feeling of brand tonality. In fact, these 30 zeros are still worth considering.